How's it going, guys, and welcome back. A bit of a while between my videos, but we're going to jump straight on in. Now I'll break out the GPS here, 30.5 and 34.6, and our map. So here's our location. We'll have a bit of a quick look around. And this is where we are. Map and GPS again. Now we're going to go just under these. So you got these sort of wire rods joining up here, coming all the way down, and you can see that I've already clipped a foundation into the terrain here. So coming up in here and just landing. It is a crouch entry here, but you've got enough room to put down a couple of foundations, and yeah, you've got a bit of room to put some stuff, definitely the essentials, and yeah, enough room to get down a small little base to get you off the ground and running for your wipe. Okay, let's go check out our next spot. So we're not going to go in any particular order, but this is our next location. So having a bit of a look around, we are actually going to go straight up there. So our GPS and map, 20.9 and 11.3, and our map location for you guys. Now put that as away. And you want to come flying all the way up, and you'll find a little sort of a triangle entry here. So that's where we're going up. Just a bit of a more of a look around here for you guys. I always get lost myself, but here we go. So this is our entry right here, coming on up, and you've got enough room to let's get down on the ground. You've got enough room to put down a cliff platform, and yeah, plenty of room here. And put down a couple of turrets, and it's a, definitely easily solo duo little base here, just for, the essentials and the space you've got to use. But put in a couple of turrets, and it's going to be quite decent. Alrighty, so you can see that I'm next to this ramp here, and it's very close to the base location. We are actually going to go just over to where the bed is, and we're going to go up behind that wall. That's a different location up there as well. Now, break out the GPS and the map. We'll go a little bit closer because we are directly underneath it. So map and our GPS, 19.6 and 12.1, and going up. So I've already put in a couple of cliff platforms, just the loading, rendering. By all means, you can do this however you like. But yeah, I just put down the cliff platforms just to show the amount of space that you can work with and the potential that this area has. Yes, it's all on a cliff platform. You're going to have to chandelier underneath just to protect it, but it's also quite hidden if people didn't know of this location too. Other than that, it's definitely a decent little spot just to hide away for a little bit before you move on to another base. And talking about another bases, let's go check out another spot. Now this spot here is, look, honestly nothing special. It's just going to be on a ledge, but it's definitely one once you get a mount to get yourself up there, then you can by all means go hide up there for a little bit, get those resources smelted and refined and everything else you need to do, and away you go. So our map location is about here, and I'll show you the GPS coordinates when we get a little bit closer. So we're going to go just up on this ledge, as you can see, just up here, right above this sort of bend in the river. And our coordinates, let's go 28.0 and 10.3. Look, and yeah, you've just got enough room to sit down a couple of foundations. You do need to be a little bit careful of, I guess, the gradient of this ledge here. You will fall off. But yeah, you can put down a few foundations, and away you go. Alrighty guys, now this is the location, and we're going to go just behind this sort of, I guess, rib looking thing. So we'll get a little bit closer. Oh, my bad. And our map location, kind of off the map, and our GPS coords, 32.3 and 0.0. Now, not that big, just a little hidden spot that you put down a few things just to store some stuff. But yeah, you can chuck down a couple of foundations, put down a couple of small things, get the essentials off the ground and running, and I wouldn't be staying here too long because I guess you really can't protect yourself. But just a nice little hidey hole just to stick in there, and yeah, get what you need to get going, and then move on. And let's move on to that next spot. Now, this spot here is a little bit different. Okay, so bringing out the map and the GPS first, like always, bit of a look around, because I know some of you appreciate just these extra little things I do. So coming down here is where we want to be, just underneath. Let's duck back out a bit, just underneath this big looking thing. Zoom back in here. Alrighty, so GPS 21.7 and 8.6. Can't even speak English. And our map is over here. Alrighty, put those away. Now this is a little bit different. And by different I mean it's going to require a sort of a Pelagornis approach to getting to this hole, this rat hole. Now this is where you're going to go in here. I don't really want to do that, so I'm just going to use the commands, and we'll come up in here. And once you get in through here with your Pelagornis, this is where you are. So you can get back down and get out just by crouching. So you can exit by crouching, but you're going to have to use a Pelagornis to get in. And if you have other means to get in, then by all means leave those in the comments down below. Now it's not a bad little spot, just because when you get in and go up, you've got a little bit of room to work with. It does come with your own neighbours here. But yeah, you got a little bit of room here to work with. You can stick down a few foundations and away you go. It's quite tall. You can put down a few levels if you wanted to, and yeah, quite well protected. Alrighty, let's jump to that next spot. Alrighty guys, now this little one here, break out the map. Hold on, break out the map. Here we are, and our GPS. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's go 33.2 and 26.8. Now what you're looking for is this rock formation here. Now, pros and cons, it's not a battle spot, and I guess there's only really one con, and that's because it has a second entrance here. So you're gonna have to figure out, whether you still want to use this location or just be mindful that it does have two locations, two entry points here. But apart from that, it's got a decent little bit of floor plan, and yeah, you can put down all the things that you need here. It is quite a large entry hole here, so by all means I do suggest if you're going to use it, just use it in like the corner here, not too much so you don't stick out, as people might come past and I guess see your buildings, your foundations and things like that. Alrighty, let's jump to that next spot. Okay guys, now this is our next location, and a bit of a quick look around, just for those who appreciate it, and we're going to go just in here, okay? So not down there, just to the top left of it. As you can already see, there might be a foundation and a bear that you can already see that I've put down. Bring out the map and the GPS. So map location and GPS, let's get a little bit closer, 22.7 and 41.9. Now, definitely a huge spot that you can put down stuff. Plenty of area to put down on your foundations and everything that you need. I guess the only main thing to be wary about is the large entry. Now you can put down your turret walls and everything else in between, your death walls. But yeah, look, good luck. But nonetheless, it does make the list, and we'll move on to the next location. Now, it's not the most friendliest of neighbourhoods here, but you know, nothing like having a few guard dogs out the front. So this is where we are parked at the moment, and we're going to go just in there. So break up the map and the GPS so you can have a look. Now our map location and GPS is 18.9 and 44.6. Now the cool thing about this is, you know, you still got a large entry hole here that you can put down a few defences. Let's get on the ground. And yeah, you've got a bit of space to work with here. You can put down a few defensive turrets and walls and everything, but the place does drop off a little bit. And you know, you've got your room down here to work with. You can also just try to stay hidden as much as a hidden base location, and yeah, just hide down here, put down a few foundations and a few turrets just pointing up to this entry, and yeah, I think it's going to be quite a decent little location to hide. If you hide down over that lip that I just showed you before, people aren't going to see those foundations. Anyway, let's move to the next spot. Now, having a look around, this is where we are, and we are going to go in just down there. So bring up the map and map location. So underneath the fingers here, and let's go GPS. Let's go just above here, 6.7 and 47.0. Now, just down here, I believe I'm correct. So I guess at the bottom of that big root there, I'm gonna follow that down, and just down in this little corner. So coming on down in here, and you can definitely put down a few turrets here, clip them into the walls, and it keeps going further down. So the cool thing about this is you can probably put a few more turrets around, make it a bit of quite a struggle to get in if people wanted to try raid you, but it keeps going down. So further down, further down, further down, and this is location. So plenty of room to put down some foundations, plenty of room to put down all the essentials, have a few turrets facing up, and it's going to be a bit of a pain to get in and out of your own base, but you know, if you struggle to get into your own base, and you know, by all means, other people are going to struggle to try to get in as well. So, not a bad little spot. Now, this spot's a little bit different, but you know, everyone has their own preferences of where to build. So, have a quick look around, and yeah, here we go. So, we're going to go into this location here. So, down here we go, and I will show you the map and the GPS first. So map location and our GPS 16.7 and 56.3. Now, you're gonna find the right location, and here we are. So that little gap there. So on the left between the rock and I guess these overhangs. So coming in here, and we're gonna look straight up. So I already put down a cliff platform, and by all means you can try utilize the same location that I've done. But look, it's enough room to place down a bed. You'll be able to put down all the other benches and things that you need. It's just a nice little hidden spot. You probably place down another one if you wanted to, but the only reason I've placed it up a little bit higher is just because it's not seen from outside. So if someone was to go past on the outside, they wouldn't see it. So if you wanted to build down a little bit further, then you do have a chance of being visible through that little gap there. But apart from that, let's move on to our next location. And this spot here is a little bit different, but you know, it may or may not work for you. But I just thought it'd be a potential location to build. So here we are on the map, or here we are having a look around the map. Here we are on the map, and our GPS coords, let's go sort of right above it, 32.2 and 91.9. Now, this is their location, so you can definitely put down a few platforms here. I did have another one here, but I just removed it because it's quite visible from the outside. But yeah, you can put down a couple of platforms and plenty of room to put down everything you need. But yeah, just a location, use at your own risk. But yeah, let's jump to that next location whilst the meteors come flying at us. Map location, and our GPS is 34.6 and 91.5. Now, we come just in here. So yeah, it's quite open. Yeah, it's quite visible, and you can put down a few foundations and away you go. Only reason is I'm mentioning it is, you know, it's hidden. It's on the border of the map. Some people go out there looking for people, some don't. But it's definitely a spot that you know you can utilize to get up a starting base and everything that you need, and then move on to something better. So I've used this spot here quite a few times in unofficial. Look, it's worked for me. It gave me enough time to, I guess, get down a few things, get a bit of metal, and move on to probably a bigger and better spot. But it's definitely just a little spot that I've utilised, and it's definitely worked for me. Look, it is visible, but I know, if you lose it, you lose it, and then you move on. So we're just going in here, and look, you can put down your foundations and everything. You can build it off, put down a few turrets if you wish to. But but I do like having the ability, if you're unofficial, you can put down a few more, and then yeah, you can put down all your smelting stuff here, so it's not as visible with all the glow, and it does work. It's worked for me, it's worked for many others that I've come across and seen them utilizing it, and it's not a bad spot. It's not the best spot, but it's a spot nonetheless. So this little one here is not too bad. So we're having a look around, get a glimpse of the area, and we're just going to go in underneath this bridge here. Now I'll break out the map and the GPS. So here's our map location, and I'll get a little bit closer. So it's underneath this bridge, and our GPS 50.2 and 67.5. Now, not a bad little spot. Okay. The only way to get into this location is to come in and under here. And there we go. So that's what we're looking at. You can look underneath here. By all means, you can bring your foundations out a bit further, put some walls up and everything like that. I am crouching here, can't fit through. So that's pretty good there, I believe. But yeah, look, people can't land on the outside. Well, I think they can only crouch here. So, you know, you put a couple of turrets just facing underneath there, it's going to be hard for people to approach and even try, I guess, raid you. So the only entrance is this location. So putting down a few defenses and you should be fine. Not a bad little spot. I do like this one. Now, nothing like adding a typical waterfall base location. Look, not a bad spot, but it is waterfall base. You're never going to get the best bang for buck out of these sort of locations, and you know, 99% of people will always check down a waterfall, but it's still a utilized location just to get down the essentials when you spawn in and when you start. So where's our GPS and our map? Our map location here, guys, and our GPS is 53.4 and 66.8. So, and it's just down in here. Now, where am I going? Bit of room to work with, you know, enough to put down a couple of foundations, and away you go. I guess the good thing here is that the water doesn't render out when you go further back. People will play with different INI settings and all that kind of stuff, but that's not what I like to do. But you know, just a location, whether you want to build in here or whether you want to check it out when you're in your session. Anyway, let's move on to the next location. Okay guys, here we are at the next location, and quick look around, and we are going to go underneath this little area here. So I get the map. Here we are roughly on the map, and I'll go a little bit closer for the GPS. So just where I'll put this bear down, we're looking for this one on the left here, and let's go GPS 64.8 and 62.4. Now what you want to do is you want to go just down near the bottom here, and you're going to come into the middle, and we're going up. Okay, and on the left hand side and coming through. So now you've got this area at the back of this metal construction. You've got all this room around here. Got a fair bit of room, a little bit down here, not much down this side, but you know, you can stick down a couple of extra bits, make the most of the space, and you've also got a little bit of space on this other side here. Apart from that, you got the one entry, one exit, so easily to defend, and yeah, plenty of space to work with. Okay, let's jump to our next spot. This next location here, bit of a nice little cheeky rat hole, or a decently hidden base location. Quick look around for you guys, and break out the map. Roughly here on the map for you, and we'll go a little bit closer. So what we're doing is, see this tree root, the branch, whatever you wish to call it. We're going to go in underneath this one here. It's coming in underneath, and you'll see this column here. We're going to just to the right of that. Now you'll see this little opening here, and coming in and up. And this is the base location. So a bit of a gap here. You know, put down a few turrets, a bit of defense, and you're set. You know, the space isn't huge, but definitely, you can make the most of it. And our GPS coords, just before I forget, is 49.9 and 56.4. Definitely a good spot. I rate this one, and yeah, we'll move on to the next location. Now this spot here isn't that big and you can't fit that much in it, but then again, sometimes you just like the little small locations that are hidden and make the most of it. So break out the GPS in the map location, and our GPS is 55.3 and 55.9. And what you're doing is, I guess, from that tower all the way down here, and you're looking for this little entry here. So it is a crouch entry, and you're in. So you got a little bit of space here, enough room to put down a couple of foundations and put down a few things that you want. It's not massive, a bit more room at the back here, but then again, room wise it's still not that big, but it definitely makes before you have any major teams, stick down a couple of foundations in here, put the base away hidden, and you should be fine for a little bit. But yeah, let's move on to another location. Now this rat hole is pretty good. I think it's up there for this map, and it's definitely got a fair bit of room that you can work with. Just having a look around before we go to it. So it's just over there where that bed is. Now GPS on the map, so map location just over here, and let's get a little bit closer, and 57.9 and 50.8 for our GPS coordinates. Now this is the location. You can fall straight in. So this is one side, so you've got plenty of room to work with. Put a few turrets facing up for that one entry in and out, as well as you've also got, over the other side, you've got this little bit of room over here. Not too big on this side, but definitely useful. This could honestly be your defense side, sit down all your turrets and everything, pointing up to that rat hole entrance, and have the main part of the base on this side. And yeah, by all means, I recommend using this location. It's plenty of room to work with here. Alrighty, let's move on to that next location. Now, this rat hole is quite large. You've got a lot of room to work with, and I'm going to show you that very, very soon. Let's break out the map and the GPS first and foremost. So our map location right here in the center, and we'll get a little bit closer to the entrance, which is just here. And let's go 50.4 and 47.5. Now, it is quite a large rat hole, so you're looking for this, and that's our entrance there. Flying all the way up. I'll go a little bit slower now. So you've got up and down. There's not much room up here, but there's still a little bit that you can utilize. You've got this flat foundation area that you can use, and that's the ceiling that we're working with. Okay, it's coming back down. Now, here's our entrance here. So our entrance and our exit. I believe there's only one entry and exit for this location. I haven't found any others. Now, we are working with a lot of room here. So we have another little, platform that you can utilize here. And we'll keep going down. So you got more over this side and more over here. Now, saying that, there is still more space to this rat hole. Got room at the back here, go all the way around the back, and we can also go down, fly through here. So that's where I've just come through on the other side, and we can also go down again. Come down here, we've got a little bit underneath here that we can utilise. Honestly, you could hide down here and most likely no one's going to find you here. It's quite well hidden, and honestly I get lost flying around here a little bit as well. But yeah, by all means, it is a excellent little rat hole to use, and plenty of area and building capacity for those who wish to expand. But yeah, with the one entrance and exit, it should honestly be quite easy to defend. Just honestly put down a couple of little turrets early on, and you should be set for the entire wipe or whatever you wish to play. Okay guys, we'll move on to that next spot. Now this location, it's alright. You've got a little bit of room to work with. It's not massive, but we'll jump straight to it. Keep it nice and short, 56.8 and 46.9. So what you are looking for is we're going to look for the ceiling here. That triangle right there is where we're going to go. Bit of a quick look around for those who appreciate it, and flying straight on up in here. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of room to work with. You know, it's not that great in the size compartment compared to the previous one, but you've also got a little bit of room back here, and this is also the other entrance here. So there is 2 entrances to be wary of, and that's really it for this location. It's not massive, but definitely a little bit of room to stick down a small little base, and hopefully no one will find you. Okay. Now this is more of a hidden base location, and it's just at the bottom of this ramp here, where you can see that bed and foundation. Now break out the map and the GPS, our map location, and we'll get a little bit closer for the GPS. 61.9 and 47.5. So just at the bottom of this ramp, coming on down. It's not there. We're going to go between this gap. Now look, people can probably see you through the other side of here, but you know, make the most of it. You can run through here, and you do have this entire area to work with. Now, with the one entrance and exit, it's quite large. Stick down a few turrets at the front here, and you should be alright. Now this location is huge, but the compatibility to, you know, what you wish out of a base location is up to you. You're working with this entire column here. Now, a bit of a quick look around. Break out the map and the GPS. Our map location, and we'll get a little bit closer. Our GPS, 51.9 and 44.1. Put those away. Now we're looking for the entrance, and I believe it's right here. Okay, so just that, I guess that green line there on the side of the building. Coming in, and here we go. So it's a crouch entry, and I believe there's only one way in, one way out. I haven't come across any others, but there could be, there could be more. You're working with so much space here, and by space I mean we're going all the way up there. Hold on, that's how big it is. So you're working with a lot of room. It is very janky. There is plenty of little sort of flat foundations that you can build on, going all the way up. Like, honestly guys, it's massive. You can make it work for you. You know, put down some cliff platforms if they clip, put down some foundations. You know, the potential of this spot, you know, be able to clip into the wall, put down some cliff platforms. So there is, but you know, the ability to clip and put things around. But yeah, the base location is very interesting, and yeah, it's just janky. So last but not least, our last location to showcase. It is a bit of a common spot. I've seen a fair few people build here. Just a bit of a look around. We are at this gate here. I'm just going to go in over there. Now coming a little bit closer, we'll break out the map location, and our GPS is 62.1 and 42.7. And yeah, we're just going to go in here, and you are visible from the outside, so you know, be wary of that. But you've got a fair bit of room to work with here. You know, it's a bit of a open location to get through, so yeah, you know, be able to get a few decent sized teams in and out. You know, stick down a couple of foundations, you can hide down there, and yeah, build to your heart's content. Probably clip a few cliff platforms in. Like, you can see the foundations there, can't you? So you are visible, be wary of that. But yeah, it is a spot that I've seen a fair few people build before, and that's about it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, it means a lot, and I'll try to get out bit more content here and there. Appreciate it.